Hello and welcome to this ZENworks highlights on using the subscribe and share feature to replicate content across zones. Subscribe and share is a great tool to set up when you have the need for sharing content between zones. Some of the reasons you'd want to transport content through this process is maybe you're integrating a test zone into your environment, making this a test zone where all your bundles and policies get built. You have ZENworks administrators practicing or testing out different bundles and policies, and then you need to transfer those official bundles to the production zone. Maybe you're bringing up a fresh zone for newer devices. You want to start a fresh production zone for Windows 10 and ZENworks 2017 and have bundles and policies to replicate from an older zone. Could be that you're decommissioning a zone for whatever reason and need to replicate viable bundles and policies to this current zone. Maybe using this method instead of upgrading the original production zone OSs that need to be upgraded prior to upgrading ZENworks. Another thing is maybe you want to share content with other colleagues or entities. Sharing with other entities like Micro Focus, or you have colleagues or have collaborated with other companies and want to share bundles between sites. This is an easy, quick way to do this. That way there's no need to manually import export bundles either from ZCC or ZMan. For instance, Zone A would be sending the content. You configure a zone sharing server, creating a key, configure a group, configure the bundles and policies you want to share with Zone B, and then Zone B being the subscriber or the receiving end, you'd set up a zone subscriber, register that server using the key created from Zone A, make new bundles and policy placement folders if you wish, it's optional, and then do your schedules. And the subscription and sharing logging will display in the loader messages logs of the primary servers sending and or receiving the content. Let's have a quick walkthrough. Let's log in Zone A. We'll first go to Configuration, Infrastructure, and Zone Sharing Settings. We need to specify a particular sharing server. Go ahead and add a server, which we'll pick our Win server. You could set other configuration settings, maximum replication settings, throttle rate, and so forth here. The other thing you need to do is set up and organize subscriber keys and groups and designate the bundles. So let's go down here and select Set up and organize subscriber keys. Notice it takes us to the subscribe and share pane, ready to create a subscriber key. So let's go ahead and create a subscriber key. It won't actually take spaces in your subscriber key name, so you have to make sure there are no spaces. We can now create a key. You can also designate the key use limits if the key use is unlimited or a number of times it can be used. We've created our key. Now let's create our group. 2017 sharing group. We go into this group. We can then see the relationships we have with our bundles. We'll go ahead and pick a policy as well. Maybe a DOU policy. We don't have members yet because we don't have any subscribers. Now if we go to our key and add in our group membership, anybody in this group will have access to any of those bundles or policies. Okay, so we've set up our subscriber keys, we set up our subscriber groups. You can make folders in there as well on both subscriber keys and groups. But most of all, we've tied them together and we've added our bundles and policies. Okay. So we're pretty much set on this side. We're going to grab this key. We're going to go to our 2017 zone. We're going to go to subscribe and share, and we're going to actually be a subscriber. But let's first set up some folders. Let's go to our policies, new folder. We'll call this shared policies. And we'll go to bundles, new folder, shared bundles. Now let's go to our subscribe and share. Go to our subscription. Call it 1143 subscription. Register with the zone. We'll put in our key. Put in the IP address. Connect. And register. Okay. Now if we look back over here, we can now see the Zen admin zone is the subscriber here. Okay, we're Zen admin zone. Now we hit next, and notice the bundles come in. Now we can designate where those bundles go to, and we're going to go shared bundles. All right, and it's going to replicate this particular structure when it brings in the bundles. So let's say we just want those two. We're going to go to policies, shared policies. We do want this one. And we're going to do no schedule at this time, but it has the same scheduling that you would have for bundles and policies that ZENworks provides. Okay, and we're going to say finish here. Now our subscription zone, 1143, if we look at our download filter, we can see this is what we're getting for bundles. This is what we're getting for policies. Now if we wanted to add, we can then go back in and say, oh, I actually do want the command and the task manager. Those will come down too. So now that we've subscribed, and we did a no schedule, basically, we can go down here and do a run now. Select OK. And this box will tell us the process that it's going through. Okay. So there we are. Let's look at the whole thing. Total of 5, 4 bundles, 1 policy. Tells you which policies and bundles are coming down, and that it's complete. The sharing options also said create them as sandbox. So if we go into bundles, go to shared bundles where we save them, notice the structure, Microsoft. Notice these are all sandbox. Once we go in there and publish them, they're available as version 0. And you could then move them to any particular part of your bundle folder category that you have set up. You can also set up multiple keys for different download schedules for the same servers, depending if you want to have different schedules. The documentation and in other videos, there are more details explained regarding the content, SSL certificates, and other configurations. But this concludes this ZENworks highlights on using the subscribe and share feature to replicate content across zones.